saying, you know, look, anything can happen. But it was so comfortable.
Loud on defense, Lev on attack.
Like Hakeem said,
no
it was
raid
so
boss.
Calm,
2 East.
and they're like, yeah, well, it's a few seconds
It's a
until we
sheriff
get on the map. It'll be fine. So we'll have to see what they have. Leviathan will start on an attack here. 7-1 is their record right now.
Nice
Looking like one of
fade,
the best teams in the Americas. And
Wait,
they are going to start
hit
off
2 in
aggressive.
1? Oh no,
Of course,
Nate.
this A-Rubble van's making a lot of noise here at door to start.
But 2E's is the one that makes the first noise. Changing into the role, back to the duelist, and gets the first headshot onto Tex. Meanwhile, though, Leviathan has also come out with a different composition. Aspas on this Neon, on Lotus, and by losing on that first blood, they have to reassess how they want to work the map, especially now that Les has flanked from behind.
We'll have to see how 2E's continues on the raise.
Good from him, though.
Like
That's a lot of pressure.
Showstoppers going is going to be a very big boom for
stand
the
out of
side
them.
of Loud, and as well this push here by Les, just so much information being relayed over to the team. Loud don't even have to move that much, and they've already taken control of the tree area anyways.
Just by doing that fault line and keeping
I mean, look
King
at this setup
inserted
from
at
Loud.
his spot, it really
How did they
rotates
lose
Loud
this?
around and weaken up the defenses
Adak
for a
in a
bit.
position
But
to
now the
full
trip gets
util this.
broken. You have Loud getting ready to set up here for the crossfire, and Kawazima is trying to get contact. Aspas is down to 34. Now Aftershock, he avoids it for now. As he pushed through though, 2E scores that second on the board, but Calm answers right back here at the doorstep.
Oh, that's another step, bro.
To assist and avenge his teammates,
Did
but
not
the
just
advantage
do
goes
that.
back to Leviathan.
You did not just let him go all the way through B.
So the 3v2 chip damage everywhere right now, Van Silly. Nobody looking good for this fight.
How did they mess this one up, bro?
But
Yeah,
too little
there's so
too
many
late. Now
oversteps.
only one stands, and it's 2E's to fall, and Calm scoring 3 into the round allows Leviathan to pick up the pistol.
Really nice job by Leviathan to play within the utility windows. I mean, look at how much utility you have to deal with that in that Loud composition. You got the fade, you got the breach, and you got so much more that's going to be coming into the site. So they slowly creep up. Leviathan takes a bit more space, and in a moment it looked like Aspas was almost left out to dry.
I'm killing those two is the one.
The team was still ready to follow through. They're just waiting for that next
Why
window, and a lot of patience
why
paid
cancel
off
the
there for
crossfire to
Leviathan.
go
We'll see
for
how
I got so
reacts
many questions
as we
about how
get
they
into the
handled
second
that.
round.
Reacting with 3 players on the C-mount camera to even spot it up here if they could play aggro if they want.
What
But it's a
the-
slide through from Aspas, scoring first. Les, though, avenges his teammates, and that's the camera
Okay,
that gets
I mean, there are allowed
broken.
2 deaths. There's
But
1
they
death.
still have an opportunity to pinch here with Kawadzin. Considered right at the revolving door.
This is confident.
Oh, they could also be ready for this fault line, too, if there's more pressure coming out.
The problem
from
with some of the
Leviathan
neon
towards
stuff,
C-mount.
you're never going to be in a position
Here
to
it comes.
be
Paranoia
traded
first.
pretty
Hawk towards
fast.
the
And that
back,
fade out with the
hanging on
Omen
the
flash was
defenders.
perfect, though.
Leviathan is able to just overtake the C site and stronghold it. And the last 2 players here for Kawadzin.
Hey, they're allowed one more death.
Trying to flank behind, but too little, too late.
Spike plant should be able to clean up these last 2, and Leviathan
There we go.
strat towards A, strat towards C.
Not allowed another death,
Playing
though.
behind each other well, collecting the kills.
Lovely.
Being able to close out these
Very
last
nice.
few as the ultimates start to come online. Mazzino quite a handful away. See where Aspas is after going down and still getting these fights himself too. So that feels good for Lev.
Man, that
They
mess
come
up in the
out, they
pistol
start
is
strong. We'll just have to see what Loud has once they
devastating.
start getting guns here and they can get themselves back into the play.
This is definitely going to have to be an important call now for Sadak on top of that, having to reassess and readjust every single time because they're not used to this Leviathan composition here on Lotus with this Neon coming out. Mazzino on this breach.
Yeah.
Mazzino, who's been on fire last week against EG as this breach, and continues here to set up Aspas in round number 3. Bonus round now coming out for Leviathan.
All right, so insta fault line. You can see it already counting down there for Sadak, seeing how they're trying to use this. We talked about those windows Leviathan will be looking for. And this,
Okay,
I feel like, sets up
weird
Loud
setup.
a little
So they
bit better for
have a
that
kill trip
second,
on
that
C.
re-hit
They had the camera
that
spotting
Leviathan
B.
would wanna look for
And
if
Leicester
they're using
saved the
fault line
trip,
right
and then
away
once
from
they
Sadak.
lost
So
A reactively, which they were
easy
fine to
for
give him
Loud
up,
keep
then he
their
ran over towards
comfort
B and just
positions
did
here
this
in
trip.
that default defense. They did have 2 over towards C, which has been rotated out here. So now Pankata is left alone to his own devices to try and stall, as he's going to need some help here in a second.
One kill trip on site.
That was his last smoke too, to try to
As he
cover
avoided
the
that.
front C side. Still has Paranoia, but wants to keep it for the retake for Loud inside the C side as Leviathan overtakes it. They're taking their time though and trying to fight towards the spawn. There's that first contact. Aspas scoring first once again. Counter Paranoia. Couldn't wait for his teammates, just tries to stay alive, and that's wasted utility for Loud's attempt for the retake.
Spike planted.
Trying to throw so much util in, but nobody's left the site yet.
Do you save?
Sadak didn't have a chance here to set up a flash. Caught out in the open. That might
Done
force
so
the
much
hand here
damage.
of
It is
Loud to
doable.
potentially save their weapons,
This duel's
but they're kinda
pretty...
caught out in the
Oh,
open
boy.
for now. Even
Hey, Calm looks
pushing
kind of
the
crispy
cause
right
is
now.
Calm pushing into the waterfall. You definitely could see it here. Pinching the last two members of Loud. Penkata just swings out and Calm's just still once again trying to cut the rotation.
This
Round will definitely go for Leviathan, but Calm
so smart.
smart enough for that one kill.
And did enough.
Wasting enough time for Mazzino to chase after it. And no weapons will be saved for Loud for the conversion
Oh
of
man,
the
what an
bonus for
absolutely
Leviathan.
devastating start for
Just fade
Loud.
out of this. You look at the mini map, and there's two
Loss of the
trips
pistol.
still behind Leviathan.
Now
mid
the loss of
and
the
A.
bonus.
I was like, how is everybody in sight? Why aren't they even checking flank? And they don't have to. They have all the info they need ahead of them. Looking at waterfall, looking at spawn. Aspas pushing as fast as he can into spawn, not even letting Loud breathe on the
Loud
defensive
needs
side
this.
this round. And the last kills in spawn as they were chased down. blood in the
Playoffs?
water.
I mean, yeah,
This
but their
is,
chances
from
are really, really
Leviathan,
low even
is
with that.
planned and calculated so well in the first 3 rounds there to get themselves this lead. We do see the shotgun coming out from Kawanzine. They're trying to set up some
Yeah, at least I didn't see the
close
slide on
range
this one.
attacks here with 3 at sea.
Just a play that Loud even did against EG on this map, just trying to get the fault line so that the Neon could push forward at the bound and hopefully catch some players off guard. As Loud, in the eco that they had, or that they have currently, had 3 players getting ready to fight back towards the C mound. That keeps 2 players anchored up now as Leviathan's working back towards the C site.
Yeah,
And there's
so
those trips
pressure
again that were
over
there
towards
last
C.
round.
Kind of
This
clearing
allows
that now.
Leviathan to keep pushing forward, not even have to lead
Some of
the
the pressure,
flank,
at
which
least.
means you have more on the swing.
Fowler
more
went
to
over
face
towards
your
B as well.
opponent.
Okay, yeah.
And
So they
yeah,
double cleared both the
so
question marks. That
comfortably in
was
this
great here.
position
So they
now,
could actually
but
get 3
they're
people
not
over
using
towards
the
A
lurker just yet.
in time for them to
They're
hit.
all 5 to a site, leaving the rounds to come.
Aspas, what's going on there?
Lurk, but it's not gonna matter.
2 kills with the Bucky, and that forces the rolling
Yeah,
thunder out.
and they got
Both
2
of them
trips
hit
here, though.
towards
They
the
might
back
wreck
side are
them.
Loud players. Now concussed, trying to stay alive. Sadak's able to get 1v4
Actually,
even. The
legit
trip
wrecked
trips
him. They
over
got a
Mazzino.
trip kill. And
catches
Lev
with a
need to
50.
relax themselves a
The Bucky
little
from
bit.
Kawanzine
Shout out to
comes up
Loud.
with 2
Like, they
immediately.
double clear
Pulling the
over
sight
towards
down for
CB,
the
so
rest
the
of the
rotate
squad
can
to
come in. They get
in.
3
We've
people on
seen
site.
Penkata
Kawanzine
share
does
shots
incredible. Less
already
is
as
set
he
up on
comes
A
back
is
into
lovely.
stage 2, back into VCT Americas, and a little bit of that peppered in from both of those players picks up a very, very nice
That's
low
the
buy round
3rd
here
trip
that
kill this year.
Lev was not expecting. Everything has been working so clean for Leviathan, so I think they may even
You get a
let their
kill with a
guard down
trip,
little
that's what
bit
we
on
said.
this round. Just enough for Loud to sneak in. Kawanzine. Nightfall there. Less ultimate as well. Calm is going to be able to answer back here. Sending out some nightmares on round 5 if they want. So this is now where they start to insert the lurk, right? Tex is away from the team. They're not playing a ball of 5 anymore on the side.
1000% been more than
They're
3
still
trip
working
kills?
towards
Nah, I
A.
think it's only 3 this
What
year.
they've been doing for the first few rounds here to keep.
I mean, only in
Loud guessing.
VCT, unless you're including other
Just
leagues.
got from Loud.
What is that bounce, dude?
Adds a
Game.
little bit of hope here for them to keep the game close. Upgraded with so many weapons. Economy is good so far, but Leviathan still has their own bias and converted the bonus round in round number 3. So an important gun round for both of these teams. Nightfall activated to start
China?
on the attack.
Or there might have been
As
some in
Leviathan
China.
seems
You're right.
committed to hit towards his B site. Tex gets one through the smoke, and that's the star player of Kawatzin dropping first.
Omen
All
Flash.
right, so a new strat in the book that they haven't
Pink
used
still
at
has
least
Omen
this
Flash.
Loud
They
scene
want
this game.
With that kill, there's no
Take
Nightfall
some
to
map
answer back
control.
from the defendant's side. Tex now fighting back towards the revolving door, pushing.
Bro, it's so
Penkata
fast paced.
away, forced to reopen that sliding door, and actually both Loud players on the extremities of the B side winning their own battles.
And they
Advantage back
got
in
all the
favor of defensive
positions that
side. Forcing now Leviathan to push out towards the spawn. King even wins the fight
really
towards
helped them
Hobbit.
too much.
As now Penkata, the second one to come through, and as they flood win 1 by 1, the fault line
nicely done from Loud. If I was to be critical of Lev here, they didn't high prioritize this position, which is like what you got to do with this plant. Like these positions, they don't matter that much. You gotta have this pause. Only one person to reinforce this. They open flashed over towards heaven, when maybe they should have done it once the door got opened. It's just priority of after plant positions that it's messed up.
Make sure this angle. What are you peeking? Where's your paranoia? Hit a fault line, dodge a fault line. They're kind of
You could
just
argue
going
that they
down
should have
to
won some
basics
duels
here
as
to
well.
get these rounds back because it does not look like it's super clean. But the shots are hitting, and that's why we're seeing Loud come back through right now. That was a defuse. Another round, they're going to put Lev down on a low buy here with a Hero King rifle. Few ultimates there to be used on both sides as This is now a lot different from LEV to spread the map. They push up A.
And that's why you have King on his Vandal, because Aspas has the overdrive.
He is sending it. It's a split C just through B.
Against Pancata. Looking back towards the front, he's still able to take one before he falls.
That was nice, man.
This
is a nice round. If Vision Strikers were around for Lotus, they probably would have invented that. That is a shot, man. That is insane. That is insane. I can't believe he reset for the other kill here. Dude, it's so fast paced and it's so sick right now.
Even the situation and gives a chance for Loud to fight.
These are some hot shots, man. What the hell was that from Tex? Then the answer from Sadak under pressure of everybody rushing the front side of B. Everyone on their toes now here for round 6. This is going to be a big swing in the economy.
Spike planted.
If anybody can grab it and start to push down with these ultimates,
Well, this is down to the left,
I
Joel.
think we're going to get a swing in the whole game.
And zero utility for
saw him.
Leviathan. Unless open up the door, you know he's going to be good for that fight.
What a stacked round for shots. What a stacked round.
Yeah. Sneak through from Hobbit door and allows here Loud to tie the game 3-3 on the defensive side.
All right, so Loud are stacked with cash. This should be a buy. One more time here from LEV that Loud should be able to go
really
for the
good.
throat on the defensive side and break it and start to take the lead. But we'll have to see.
Oh my.
Teams that they have answered so well at this combination. Leviathan's been throwing. That time it was kind of 3 towards B with a few towards the C side.
Yeah, he did very good to reposition as well. Once he got this double kill over towards B, he was pretty fast with the decision to reposition.
Figure out what they can do. Loud also plays the open door game all the time, but that was more so when we saw Sadak on the Neon. So maybe they'll switch it up themselves. As we do get a timeout here, like we've been seeing, things are getting a little hectic from those first few rounds we saw from LEV. So see if they can slow it down.
NRG fan asks, is it better for NRG if Loud or LEV win? I imagine if LEV win. I imagine this can't actually affect them, but
it seems like Leviathan understood that there was going to be a heavy rotate towards the C site, and they could trust.
I guess
just
LEV,
snowballing
because
back into B.
then
But they were missing a little bit of that
higher
protocol
up
where
and
they
takes
kind
Loud out of it.
and they fell in front of the
Better
utility
for
to
them if
allow
Loud
them to
win?
enter
Wait,
towards this
really?
B side. So you need now to calm the situation. Leviathan, they only need this single
Surely-
victory
surely
to
this
clinch the
doesn't
top 2
affect.
spot going into playoffs. So they really want this as much as Loud wants to stay alive here for playoff possibilities on the Brazilian team.
It's coming down to the shots, fans. I think last round was a very good showing
Display,
of
yeah,
that.
definitely.
Display of the shots from Tex, and then Sadak had to pull his own out with all the util flying around. It came down to those kills back and forth.
Doesn't
to
affect?
really
Yeah, that's what I
separate the
focused.
round.
It's just
think
too
it's
far
gonna
ahead.
keep
All right.
happening that way. Loud doing a nice job though, being able to
Going
cycle
on here.
through these.
Tell me
ults
this isn't
and
a
still
timeout
have
into a
few
tech
up.
pause.
And like we said, this is the round they want to go for the throat. 2,900 credits
won't
going over to
panic.
the side of LEV does not really get them all.
It's a nice
next
timeout though,
round, so
because this
we'll have
round
to
is
see what
pretty
LEV
important,
has.
and
Switching
you got
up
3
again,
ults
just
to kind of
putting
secure
Sadak
it.
on
We'll
that
say
right
2 ults
side
because
for this stall
Pancata's ult's a
slow,
little bit
and they
situational.
try to take a little bit of control of this C mound to start, as Leviathan looks like they want the same there. The trips go back to the same setup though for Leviathan. They knew that was working for them, where they could just focus forward and not have to worry about someone that's pushing, someone that's getting info from Loud on an extremity.
And for Leviathan, you
Eye doesn't get shots, that clears out all towards A.
the default protocols of
We
working
are
Lotus.
trying to send it C.
Things off, trying to create some noise, but actually not really inserting text towards the A side. He's actually trying to work up towards the middle, where Loud still looks pretty decent on these positions. 2-2-1 set up on the defensive side, and you have the line of sight on 2Es with the operators, so they could play this 2-2-1 comfortably.
God, with how fast
Oh,
Sadak
no.
has
How'd you
gone
push
from
this
tree
guy
to
off?
the left side, it's like he's still playing Neon, like back and forth on this map to try and get the fault line or the flash points in the right spot to deny the play.
Yeah, that's how.
A little bit of
They
love
died to
towards
confirm
A
it as well.
rubble. Just
In reaction, they want to see if anyone's over
There's
towards
a
C.
touch from LEV almost on every part of the map right now, as they still know C mound is hit.
I
Looks
mean,
like they're gonna
Loud
play
have
the
won
door
this
game
round,
again,
right? Double, trip,
and they are
4
going to the
people
strong
here.
site. Sadak has
2 of the
called this
people
so
have
well.
their ults.
With so many
Aid and
ultimates as well
breach.
for Loud to deny the
There's a
first
world where they
wave of
overuse
utility
util,
coming in
scare
from
them off, and they
Leviathan
pivot to
towards
B,
this
but
site. And it starts with the Rolling Thunder. That stops everybody in their tracks. They have to open the door.
they use a lot of util, they scare them off, they pivot to B, but they got to kill.
Duelist down for Leviathan.
Hey, what's going on?
Zeno, though, is able to walk through and get his own kill back onto Kawadzin, even things up on a 4v4, but there's only 18 seconds left. So now Leviathan have to commit towards the seaside. There's that haunt to come through. It does get a ping once again, so nobody's breaking it. An opportunity now for Leviathan to turn it
6
around.
seconds.
Les is still holding his ground inside C. There's a 1-for-1, but there's Pancada getting two. Right outside the smoke. There's no time left, and Loud will take the lead now on this first map.
Bro, they gotta make a decision here.
Back and forth, and then nobody's shooting the haunt. You shoot it. Oh, you're gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it. That cannot
Yeah,
happen at this
someone's got to
level.
make a call here.
You have to
Are
have
we
the
going B? Are we
communication
going
there.
C?
You can't just be
They went for
haunted.
2
Simple
going
abilities
in,
coming
1
through,
prodding over towards B,
absolutely thwarting
1 staying
the
at
left
mounds.
hold on the site, and allowed so confidence on the play. They took down a bunch of members of LEV on the entry, then the chip damage. I don't think they were feeling the pressure too much there. The fans are loving that, and they said that's the round that was gonna really hurt. LEV scraped together 1 more with low by armor.
They not missing
Zeros
stuff?
in the pocket there.
Now we're juggling the offer.
they actually don't miss too
In the
much.
hands of Pancada.
They only miss breach
Knowing
damage.
here that you have no more of that showstopper from 2E from a couple of rounds ago, they probably want to leverage him a bit.
Yeah, and
to
it looks
take
like they're just going to
control
do this thing where they set up the op back
of the
over
defensive side
towards
of Loud.
A.
If
This
they
time
want
the
to
op
play
has
this more
been
aggressively, you see
shifted
them
over to
working as a
Pancada.
dead wall.
Luis did a really
Initiators
good
with
job
2E,
last round.
trying to reclear
Holding the
towards B.
angle, Fade Eye goes in, retook the angle back.
It's gonna be quiet once they get
Yes.
in there. Honestly, that might be even more scary to not know where the members
What
of
a
LEV
shot.
are coming from.
Oh my god, nice trades.
Sadak, though, gets the
Oh,
ball
this
back.
was nice, man.
Now we're
Dude, the tether that
exchanging
went
blows
default to
towards the
enable the
seaside
spam
with
of the
spike
trade here
down.
was really cool.
Out in the open. Haunt thrown in, Les breaks it, but that gives the Yodio Q.
Why does this feel like a Pacific game with how fast paced it is? It's nuts.
For Leviathan, at least they have map control, but they want to work together to smother Les. There's that first peek, and there's that second one, both denied by Les with incredible anchor play.
The anchor play and the shots right now are so good for Loud, and I say that
The
because
11 need a
they
timeout,
almost look
and they need
disjointed in the way
to
they're
they need
taking
to
these fights,
go
and
away.
we saw Tui's
They
take
got to
a
go
fight
away. They got to
with
insert
Sadak,
someone.
and one was reloading as they backed up, but they're still hitting it. They're still able to cover each other. So Mizzino takes out that first one, and then we see here the reload, and Tui's is standing there. He goes down. You think that would be a poor trade? But no, they're there to cover.
Les's recovery
Doesn't
there is
matter what they're
insane.
facing. Loud squeaking these rounds by, and they do get a lead that's going to matter now. Low
It looks like
by-
he's just going to
low
insta
purchase
go
here for
down.
Lev. And Loud is just throwing these shots back as
Yeah,
hard as
I'm
the
pretty
Leviathan
sure
wants
next
to
buy
bring.
rounds, you're either going to see like
Right now
default,
for
default,
Leviathan
and
to
then
take
late
back
take
control
of
of
A,
1-3-1
or you can see them
setup as
aggro take A.
Texas
Or
trying to
like
find
wait
where
5
the
seconds,
aggression
then
was, and it
retake
looks
A,
like he's spotting
because
quite a few on the
not
pressure
having this
towards
control at the
Rumble
moment is
once again.
killing them. There's so many
A quick
people on
call
the
by
sides.
Sadak to stack the
Like
players
this,
back
look, they're
towards
going to
B.
head over
Becomes
towards
a good
B. You've got
read
double
for
kill
now.
tricks, 3
Paranoia
people.
to slow down Leviathan's attempt to
Have you
move
ever meant to
inside
get
it.
into a site when
Breaks
this is
the timing,
happening?
the wall comes down, and
They
it's
gotta
fire
take
rain
A, they gotta
for Loud to
default.
drop the
I know it's
players
an
coming
eco,
through,
but
and that spike out in
they
the
should
open,
confirm
and
it to
now
everyone
covered by
for
Loud.
coaches, players.
Man, Sadak back on some initiator utility has such a great effect on the game. Just having that mind be able to stall and promote situations for the team is incredible. Leviathan don't even last the first 30 on that round. And Loud's gonna pick one up at B.
It definitely brings back the conversation now of Loud looking at this roster, at this composition, kind of puts them at a best in slot.
Yeah.
Luis is looking pretty decent here since that piss around, but for everybody else, they are pulling their weight. They're also shooting as we see them as they're comfortable in these roles here for Loud, and it's making very troublesome for Leviathan to get any grasp of their attack side on a Lotus.
So they go aggro out towards A.
You know,
We've got
everybody play
9
who you're
person
comfortable
duel.
on, and then Sadak
Sorry,
feels
8
like he
person
can
duel.
fill a role. And at some point, you just gotta be like, no,
Ooh,
man,
are they
like,
gonna late
somebody's done
punish?
this, you're good
What's
on
their
this.
late punish
And it
like?
does seem like they're taking a little bit more
Omen
control
flash
towards that.
stun,
As
Fade
they
Eye,
push here, we're gonna get a 5v5 almost.
Razor.
They
What
wanna
a
fight the
shot
stack,
from
and that's a
Aspas.
1-for-1. Both duelists falling down. And that's a showstopper also eliminated. Now more ults available, and Calm is able to get that pickup onto Sadak as the offshot missed by Pancada. Kawadzin out in the open, now covered, and also gets a second one.
Oh, bro, he did so much.
5 HP.
That's insane.
1 versus 2 for
5
King.
HP
TP's
invested
forced
all.
to
Oh
see
yeah,
sight.
they're desperate. They don't want to have another kill.
Gotta be safe. Gets the
Kill
plant
from
down,
the trip.
just 5 HP.
I could have killed him.
And yeah, and a moment to think about how this could go down. King been in the situation many a time, and he's worn the crown to come out of it too.
Oh,
Cage
oh.
coming up.
Yeah, they
There's
don't
that
hear him.
first kill,
Oh
and
my
that
god.
just goes in, cannon in the
I was gonna say
chest.
they don't hear him. He
Makes
gets
that
the kill,
operator
and
bang,
then
Loud
the gun to
converts
trade
once
it's an
again,
op.
another round in their
So
favor.
Man, a string
You no-scope
of
this?
rounds now for Loud. Feeling very good on their pick here of Lotus. We see Tui's back on the Rays, hasn't been since the summer of 2022. And while it's not huge, it is giving Loud that kind of presence they had before. Behind each other with the util. We see these 3Ks coming out and the confidence the players have in their positioning now to stay and not just a one and done, but basically taking out the
Aspas
other
could have
team.
slid, right?
And Pankata being back on the squad seems like it's vibing
I'm
too.
pretty sure he
Definitely big smiles
could
for him.
Yeah.
dodge the Razor.
Up to 3.
Maybe that's not
All
the
these rounds. These gun rounds
maybe that's a
after bonus.
little
Wow.
bit of a sign of
Wow.
just the Neon not feeling 100% natural. He tried. I think that for sure if he did a little bit earlier, he survives that.
Through the wall, and that allows your king or forces the players to fall back. Should I say Pankata TPing away to safety? You're trying to still
Yeah,
get
he's
the
got a
bubble team
backup gun of a
outside
stinger.
the
Oh, they
smoking.
get onto
No
site and they save
contact
the
so
Omen
far,
Flash.
but at
Okay,
least
this
for
really
Leviathan, they'll
should
get
be the
plan.
round.
Just they can't find any kills right here. Loud's doing such a good job at backing up a bit to absorb, and while they don't have positioning, they'll have some util to get back in. I feel like this one could be Lev's though.
Exactly, especially after losing Kawadzine. There's no
Yeah.
block for the retake, but at least that util
Wow.
from Sadak still there.
And
One
Kata
more
really
flash remaining, and
used
it's
his
a
own
1-for-1
flash
at
early.
least for both of the Cyphers. Advantage still
Oh, that's
for
why he was
Leviathan.
pinging
There's that
earlier. He
fault
wanted to
line
ping where to
fighting
put
inside
the
that
smoke.
And Tech steals that kill away now from Aspas. 4 versus 2. Last 2 players, you mentioned it, Rib. It looks like it's going to be a round for Leviathan, especially after Tuis loses the op. Clock is ticking. Pankata will also lose his weapon as Leviathan finally finds
Yeah, I mean, Lev just did
to
such a
fight
good
with
job
here
of
in
getting
round
over
11.
towards site with not much util.
I feel like that they didn't want that operator once it became a site take. It's just slowing them down. They're still going to get
Oh
another
my
one out
God.
though because they are rich beyond belief.
Someone
on
in
the
the
side of
crowd.
right now. And you see this
The hell?
open up towards the left side of the map. A great push in. Lev really had to stop the bleeding here and get themselves a few more. The 9-3 never hurts, but a 7-5 looks so much better if they can get these final rounds here. All right. Kawadzine ultimate ready.
7 in a row.
Doesn't look like we're gonna get too much more on this round, so that's one of the big ones that we'll see. As Loud actually present themselves to the front side of B for one of the first rounds here with that many players. Slow on the door too. This
3
is gonna be
people?
wild.
He's got to contact so many players.
Oh
And there's
my God.
Tex even denied that
And
lurk.
on
Sadak
top of
gets
it,
that pick,
Sadak
and it's
gets a
looking good for Loud to
perfect
close out
stun
the map
onto
with the
3.
flawless ending.
And on
Will
top of
do
it, he's
so.
ready for the reaction over
That
towards
was
B from the
disgusting
lurk. That
from Loud.
was
And where
so
was
sick.
this confidence that we saw
Dude, what
at
a
the
half
beginning,
from
right?
them.
It was a few rounds towards Lev. I think Loud started to read it a little bit.
Outside
and
of
then
the
they
bonus,
lose the
they only
bonus,
lost
but then
one
come
buy
back with
round.
a thrifty to carry out that many rounds with just a hiccup in the middle to give us this for the last one, a cherry on top for the first half. That was disgusting from Loud to kind of recoup and brush off the cobwebs.
Such great utility coming out from Loud here on the defensive side. A new comp looking good, and we'll see if they can continue this after the break.
That was impressive.
Welcome back, everyone. In a situation we certainly didn't think we'd find ourselves in the half. Loud are up, but they're not just up. They are playing phenomenally, shutting down Leviathan at every every corner, every turn.
There's probably some
that LEV
Haven
makes here.
stuff
But we have one of the rounds here, Mimi, that
you
really
could do right
wanted
now.
to dive into and talk about.
I mean, this is the turning point, this eco round win for Loud. And I mean, man, this team looks night and day compared to what we were seeing through the rest of stage 2. Tui's looks confident on the race, had some good moments throughout. I think the team's coordination was on point, especially when they're playing these flood retakes.
of EG
with
Neon games, that's very
util
true.
From Sadok on that breach. And honestly, some
That sunset can definitely happen.
From Tui's as well.
Isn't it what crazy, like what happens when like the rolls are actually like right for
When the rolls are good,
yeah, like look at what can happen. But also a good note that we all made a point of is that Loud are like they know how to shut down Ospas.
Sure. Yeah.
And we heard it in the interview from Pancata. It's like, how do we stop this guy from getting any type of momentum?
It's crazy. I mean, it honestly feels like the Loud with Sadok on Neon was some horrible fever dream, and we've woken up and things are reasonable again. Great breach utility, a great start. 8-4 on defense is excellent.
It really did feel like some Mirrorverse type of action there. But now let's go ahead and send it back over to your casters for the second half.
Definitely here, we've woken up from that fever dream and definitely looking like a Loud roster that looks like that championship roster from the past
1-0
few
for
years, but there's
Pistols.
still a
Doesn't
big
look
question
like
mark
it from the
about
score, but
those
that's...
cycles. It'll
Oh
be
my
answered later
god.
on, as we do have Leviathan trying to fight aggressively at the beginning towards his C-mount.
This guy gets
And as we open this
opening
door
kill on both
for
pistols.
Leviathan, they're able to even things up on a 3-3
Oh no, the
situation,
spike.
but Tui's low on HP, only a sheriff in hand. But one
How did he
swing out
survive for
and
so long
Ospas
on
gets that
15
pick, and
HP?
Leviathan takes the advantage on the pistol.
3v5 into
This lurk coming through
2v3.
from last is crazy. Well, he's all the way in spawn already. And they're going to know. There's like, wait, there's no timing anywhere on the map now. We just have to
Mizzino.
think every angle is dangerous.
Last player
They
standing.
have to get him
Lock in there.
quick.
Yeah. And now the double face.
Hey, nice nice reaction from Lev.
Nice
Nice reaction.
Get their own pistol round here.
People that were going for the original push come back, open the door, deal with this. Spike down.
See if they can keep it after the bonus.
Double
this
pistol.
time. Only one round out of those first 3 was able to come in at 11. They have the weapons to play it strong. In the first round, Leviathan actually comes out really strong towards the door. Like you said, last time we saw Loud play Lotus, it was the Neon, a little different comp, but they were playing that door a lot, so maybe Leviathan's trying to get in that game a little early. As the cam goes out, it's going to be a very slow one from Loud here.
They definitely want to play some range. Tui's invested into a share, so did Less. They're trying to look for that long-range fight towards that A site where there's only Calm Jiggle peeking first, but there's still a camera up here by Tex. They continue to fight aggressively for Loud. There's an opportunity to get that information and get Calm ready for the flood towards A.
Little delay. Oh, Calm's putting himself in a pretty crazy spot, but this is good info. Ospas has already moved out towards Long C here on Mound, so a lot of what Lev is looking at, they know is true. Trips on B. Looks like Ospas is about to have a party.
Yeah, a little bit worried. As long as
Still
Aspas
frontline
plays
coming
the
out
full
though from
back.
Sadok.
Yeah.
It's on cooldown.
Feel good.
It looks like Ospas did have a sixth sense anticipating a push back from Loud as things stay quiet on the A side. Falls back, and now the second forward's picked up. Tui's now halfway through, getting the showstopper online. As we're going back towards the A side. So nice little protocol.
Going back
from
to
Loud
A, but they have
just to make sure
pressure
here
over
they put
towards B to pivot into
the
B,
most
for
chances
sure.
as possible once they get the rifle rounds in.
At the beginning of this round,
30
they
seconds left.
started Mizzino on the left side towards C. The movement was towards A, so this hold here has been the call for Loud's play the whole time.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
That's just absolutely
Just because
centered.
Ospas, you could
Yeah, I had the
trust
cover of his smoke here, so it wasn't too
holding
crazy.
this
He was actually pretty
Trust Ospas. He
pretty
pushes
safe
out,
doing all of
gets
this.
more info.
Right,
Mizzino
one armor
does not
rebuy.
have to
That is
rotate
it.
back over,
They're off to a similar
and they're
start.
ready for
Can they win the
Loud
bonus
rehit
again?
Right away. Patience from the side of Loud, knowing they don't have to move too much on that eco. Lev's doing so good right now at reading that. But only in the first few rounds. It's got to go longer. It's got to go further. We got to see a little bit more here.
And what was that piece of util that allowed Leviathan to push through was that camera once again placed behind that double stack. And
Yeah.
Lev having a little bit in terms of their defensive protocols of how to want to fight back against Loud.
Get that quick
Find you.
relay bolt out C-long.
Does he shoot
Ospas
this?
alerts them that that's his position, but he moves quickly. So they're just trying to get in the mind of Loud here as Loud
This is
reads
weird,
the map
man.
themselves.
normally
I like
see
this patient
a
play in
Fate solo
re-hit from
playing
Loud.
C.
The way that Loud
Probably
on
Loud's
Lotus
reaction too.
mostly is they do love to do the fakes, whether they re-hit a site at 15 seconds, they'll be at C and then they BC. That's B site, not BC. Because they're going in here on the smoke, just slowly playing it.
Dangerous too, though. That Sadak was the first
Well,
one.
came in at the
peek
perfect
out
time.
with the spike.
They hit sight just
Now
as it got
finally they
stunned.
satchel across, and the
Yeah,
rest of
rotate
Loud
comes in.
slowly
Fade Eye
heating
doesn't
up
get
with
shot as
three
well.
players
Reveals.
entering the C site.
Flash to enable them
And it will
to get out on
become-
site if they want
looks like
to.
a commit now for Loud to get this plant.
All spawn almost.
Well, they
the
saved
paranoia
Omen Flash and they
was
checked
a little
everywhere
bit
from
too early. They're
Waterfall.
trying to
Maybe
get Waterfall
Loud,
on top of that
sorry,
as
maybe
well.
Lev knew about this
Towards
because
the
they
spawn.
intergrouped 3
But now
people
the
heaven.
Leviathan are actually in a forward
Their
position
Omen
in the
Flash
back
hits
of that
3.
spawn. They're looking to
That
fight back.
stun
The
made
cage
sure
comes
that no
up,
one
it's a
could
high
push
low
in.
through the smoke, but
What
at
is
least
that?
on the other end here, the car comes down towards the waterfall. A nice pincer maneuver for Leviathan to retake this C site. They're also on their bonus round looking to convert it once again. As now Penkata now sits alone on the top of the mound. Spike sort of planted for him here.
Smoke,
Not
and then
until
do you
the
go
smoke
right
comes
side?
down.
He went to the most common spot.
Right in the dome.
Oi, nice shots from Pancada. Yeah, I was thinking he's going to try like defuse right side of that. Most likely it's going to always get spammed on the left end.
I don't understand how Penkata continuously gets these clutches.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, I
still
do,
just looks insane,
but
doesn't he?
The situations he's put in, the transfers
The whole
he
year
has
out,
to do
basically.
with his aim and the crosshair placement is incredible. Every time, it's always some extravagant clutch, not just someone's defusing the spike, I have to shoot them clutch. Penkata has been working miracles since being back on the squad here. They get that Heretics plant high on the spot, it's going to help kill King, and then Penkata just absolutely closes on the round.
Dude, it's manic over there.
Here once
Oh
again,
my god,
mound
that looks
control
sick.
for Aspas. One-way smoke keeping Loud at bay. And a second smoke already comes out here on the defensive side in front B. Nice haunt being thrown at least though on the attack side from Kalanzine, so you can't play as aggressively for Leviathan towards the C entrance.
Slow walk towards A.
They win the rounds. Not many people survive.
Can
Their
keep the
money's
game
low, so they
in
decide
this
to eco.
situation where they always have Fade and the Breach util to keep getting in
They
the
kinda-
site, their retakes should be so good.
Kind of accepting they're going to lose this round, but then they
You saw
ult.
the relay boats on top of
And
that, and just from behind the execution behind the box. And Leviathan are just anchoring towards this B site with so many players, a 3-player stack. No chance now for
Bro, that's the
Loud to
ultimate, like,
execute
mixed signal
inside
here.
this B site. Despite them winning
It's
that round, only
save-
came in with 2 Vandals and pistols.
save so that we can focus
And now
on the
it's
next
less
round. We can have
left
loads of money
alone
on it.
with the Sheriff
And
against a
then
full
we
roster
ult
and the healthy
into the
roster
rounds.
of
It's like
Leviathan.
Tui's didn't get the memo.
None of them hit by any damage, and to continue to survive with no damage.
So yeah, in theory, they were
Texas
so
just
fine for
hanging
this
out
to
already.
happen, and then they're going to
We don't
reset
even
them on
need
this
him.
one.
Like you said, a
It
very
didn't-
healthy
go great.
Leviathan after that round. And yeah, fault line and forward, who's really going to be there, right? Somebody behind the box, that's who.
Ooh, 5 people
Another quick
surviving
kill
as
there
well,
for
man.
B.
Lev,
And now Leviathan.
Lev could be feeling real
Think
confident about
what
this.
Loud could do for this
And
one.
Carter,
Penkata's
got to
actually
take
down
the
on
hit
two
because
low
obviously he
box
saved the
for
gun
this
into
one.
it, only got a
Sheriff.
1,000,
They're
and
going to
then
get a push out. They've been switching out how they've been
Have
playing
enough
this
after
from
that.
the defensive side almost every time.
Round
Now it's
4.
King in Aspas to go off that left side instead of Mazzino. So really making Loud have to kind of do a little fact-finding missions to see where's the Breach playing, where's the Fade playing, where's the util coming from in the beginning of each one of these rounds, slowing it down ever so slightly.
Aspas avoiding the fault line, and a Boombot now definitely shows that Leviathan are not afraid to fight once again towards
Right.
the C control at Mound, so pivoting all of Loud towards
very
this
nice.
A
And
site,
do
but there
they now
hasn't been
switch, and then we get
too
the
much
fast
of an early
rotate?
rotation
Yeah,
out
they
of
do.
Leviathan
This is a
on
nice
the
setup
defense.
from-
They still have 2 players towards this A site.
From Lev.
A lot of that
As
util
soon as
was
they
just using
stop the
C, so they're
initial
gonna
hit
have
over
to
towards
pressure
here
into
and
the
realize
site
they're
with
going back
contact
out
on this one,
towards
maybe
A.
Paranoia, that Prowler.
Have the rotate in.
Okay,
Tech
they
still
have
got
the
a capes
combo
to
set,
hide
the
in.
protocol's ready,
Oh,
and they
what
get
a
the
fade
kills.
eye.
Counter
Bro,
hug
they-
coming out too, that pings the 2
Why
players in
have both
front,
of these
but
teams
cannot
just
land
got
the shots as Tex,
unbelievable
but Tom is
defense
still
offs
there
at the moment?
to
It's
at
pretty
least
cool.
avenge his teammate for 1
Oh,
kill.
this guy is
Les
so
continues to
dead.
be opener, but look at the HP remaining on some of these players so far. Les and Sadak at 5 HP. 2 players left alive for
Bro,
Leviathan.
some of these
As
duels,
Loud does
I'm
have
telling
this
you, it
plant
was
towards the
so-
A site, and as they fall
so
back, now things
close.
have calmed down just for a bit.
That's the Loud back and forth we were just talking about a few rounds ago. Quite a bit committed to the front to see the fault line of smoke. A bit
Other
of
defense
util,
sides,
and
now
they were
honestly,
already hauling
this
ass
was
over towards
still
the
a
A
good
side.
round from Lev.
Sadok's already
Just the
ready here
duels
with the
were
fault line as soon as that
slightly
spike
off.
gets tapped. Doesn't matter if there's a smoke coming in front of that spike rather. There's that fault line that's gonna stun both players of Leviathan, and Loud are just slowly clumping into this TA site rather. But you definitely do see it here that Leviathan cannot get
Can
the
you get some extra
defuse.
kills on
Trying
this?
to do at least some damage as King gets that pick before he falls. But Loud will get that round.
Armor rebuys will have to come around, but Loud's not going to really worry about that too much. Aspas comes through with a Vandal for himself, and it should be a buy there. Really great push into the site. Seeing the fault line and all the util used over towards C made me wonder how they were going to get in. Then you saw the Paranoia go right through the middle of the site. The Prowler checked the right side, and the Aftershock clear.
Oh,
right
let's think.
behind
Defense would
that
get
middle
2
pillar of
4,
A.
so this guy could
Really
buy. These
clean
guys can
stuff.
buy.
Nobody would be able to hide.
Yeah, so maybe whoever
Loud
loses
found
this
all
forces
members
this.
of
I could
LEV.
see
They were
Loud
trying to be
eco in it.
sneaky inside. Very spread out for a default here, as it looks like be an orb grab start for Loud. And pretty big push from Lev here on their buy round to try and stick a fork in something that Loud's doing here. Just put an end to these rounds.
Nice default at the moment. They're
Lev
doing what Loud were having a lot of success at, but they're only putting, I say only, they're putting 2 people here.
It was a weak side, a good call by the IGL Sadak. As it commit
Has his
now
ult.
for
They
this
have Omen
final, at least for
Flash,
the
they have
tap,
stun,
trying
they
to
have
waste that
everything.
utility. There's that Nightfall
Off
coming
the
through and a
top
wall
of the
bank from
plant.
Aspas that drops that spike. Aftershock at least trying to keep them at bay.
Did they?
As
Dump
Mazina's
their
already
util
in,
too
big
early
flash
here.
coming through. They're slide in from Aspas, hit by the Paranoia at the same time. Tex does manage to get out.
This slide accuracy is just the most mental thing ever. Why did they think that was the one?
Getting real cool right now. Loving these retakes. Leviathan there just said, "Screw your utility. We're pushing through the site.
That was
and
impressive,
We will be
man.
there." Even I felt like it was even a little off when we saw the flash go in and then the wall go up. I was like, all right, so that flash kind of just
It's
allows
util
them into
dump.
the right side of sight. And then when we did switch observers, we're just in smokes because there's so much util in sight. And then you see Aspas slide out, and it's like everybody was attached to him by a cord. And you see all the kills start to come in. Just absolute chaos that Lev's trying to create here with this Neon play as their retake.
Basically playing chain together
Yeah,
and making it work here for the retake for
Good thing we're
Leviathan.
not on Abyss. Oh, man. All right, towards mid, a little bit of a B play here from Loud as they try to put a little bit of strength on that B site. You could actually see Sadak was looking over towards A for a fault line if they had less find any fight. So thinking about the whole map still as Loud.
A lot of pressure over towards
in
A.
and a touch and go just to get
I think there
Lev
was a
moving
cage,
around,
right, that got
but it
popped
looks like
up, so
they're
they
happy to be
pressure here.
solid in their starting spots.
Loud has had a hard time here getting their economy right despite these rounds that they're getting in their favor for a bit on their attack side. You definitely see the best weapon that they have currently in round number 19 is this Guardian in the hands of Les working together with Kawadzin just to try to see if Leviathan really wants to try to push out. And now off the camera that got thrown out and instantly broken here, Loud are just going to continue to be patient and hold towards the spawn.
Loud just as worried about a Bucky. And they're like, they could do the same thing. Waiting for a low buy sneak.
With the hero
here
gun,
from Lev,
it's
but really,
on
Lev's
an
just
island.
wanting to figure out where Loud's coming from. Not
Yep.
too much sneaky stuff is actually set up here.
20
But
seconds,
Loud
got to
still
pivot
gonna
over
run the
towards
map.
B. We've got
They're
an
not gonna
Omen
leave
Flash from
anything to
King.
chance.
It was definitely a
That
combination
stops
attack
that.
there from Loud.
That does
By
pull the
Leviathan,
rotate off and
rather, as
hits
he had
over.
that seized
Means they can hit over
Aftershock. Now
towards
Loud with
C
10
though.
seconds left, happening
They're not
inside
gonna get the
C site.
plan, right?
Calm being an anchor at this pillar becomes once again
Well,
another strong.
they got the plan, but at what cost?
Thankfully for Loud, they get the
Yeah,
plan
this is
to
very
get the
nicely
economy
handled.
rolling.
Yeah,
Yeah, Loud have got a timeout, man.
it is big. Coming in strong, and I think that's a huge one.
Actually,
especially
feels a
on the
little
lower
bit
buy,
similar
right?
to
little
what was
bit more
happening at the
money
beginning.
across
They
everybody.
like, with Lev, they need to
They
go
weren't able
out
to chip too
and
much
take
armor
control.
off.
And actually, like, insert one more.
Really just about hitting the headshots anyways, right? So let's see what they can do coming into this next round. Khan, 18 and 13. Said he's been feeling like the best he has ever right now. World champion man, feeling like the best. I mean, what he had, like 8 2Ks in the previous series? Just, you know, you get 2, your job is done. You can say, I've done my job that round, and he has been absolutely getting paid for these rounds
What
right
the-
now. Let's see this timeout coming in from Loud, I believe, as they discuss the hemorrhaging of these past few rounds here in the second half.
Love the handshake, at least between Calm and King that we just saw the exchange there before this timeout was called. So the vibes are definitely good for Leviathan, despite it looking pretty labored on how Loud looked good on their defensive side. Both of these teams actually looking quite good, holding the defensive end here of Lotus. This timeout is definitely going to mean a lot. This is a full buy for both of these teams.
Problem is,
remember,
them
Loud
talking
got
about
that
A here
plant
is
on
so
the victory
obvious
round, so that
that
allows them to add
LEV
a
just
lot
not going to
more
go
utility and
aggro with like
potentially work
3-4.
around this rolling thunder that's available for Sadak, but they're
Absolutely.
still falling
Or have a
behind
late
by the amount of
punish.
ults that Leviathan has.
They are. Absolutely. And to see Loud come through here, we got to get Tui's going. He's not having a bad game, but to get that raised pressure in, make sure they're focusing that orb still. We see them close towards C
got the
quite
4
a bit of
here.
time, to
Maybe
pick that
Loud
up for
thought it was
Tui,
too
so
obvious.
still to
So
actually
maybe
be able to
next
create
round
the
Loud
pressure
go out
from the
towards
raised
A.
position. I feel like
I would
Loud can
imagine
do
they're
that
probably
too,
just going to CB
capitalize on
default
these
and
next
then
few
retake A
rounds. That
now.
Timeout definitely put something in the mix. We'll see what they have
We're also
in mind.
waiting
Like you
for
said,
something
they're gonna have
aggro.
to work against the Rolling Thunder, but also have their own here. Is Leviathan go back to taking this A pressure, at least to insert,
Bring them down.
or make believe that they did, as the rest of the map is worked here by Loud towards C?
I think Astro will be played in Abyss and Pro Play. Yeah, I think you might see a good amount of like Omen, Viper, but I think Omen Astro as well.
So they go for the instant one.
It's plays a little bit similar. Well,
Can always
the
get
Astra,
Tui's
just
more
because
in
the long
following
rotates
rounds to
mean
come.
that the Astra suck is insane, and then the fact that middle is pretty much only going to be used for Lux. So attack Astra and play it similar to how Genji plays Astra on Breeze is probably what I see happening. You're hearing Harbor is needed on Abyss. See, I think the complete opposite. I think Harbor is awful on that map.
Yeah.
Pressure will be coming in for Tex.
Is it going to
Maybe
be
I'm
enough
fully
time,
wrong.
though?
Who knows?
They're calling the rotation, but they're just one side away right now. They'll be on the heels of Loud for this take, and Loud are trying to take back the economy and take back the flow of the game right here.
And Nightfall confirms now that Tex is playing passively in the back of the A site. These two rolling thunders on both ends are going to be so important. And it
Oh
goes
my
out
god.
instantly.
Coincidence just getting hit by the double ult.
Scores first though from the side of Loud. It's
getting knocked about.
And they'll be able to do so now for Loud, holding back on the outside of the A site. 3 players of Leviathan are already towards that back, dropping down. Tex again. The drive on 2 players of
And
Loud
I,
gets
dude, I
denied.
love this hold where you just hold back
Advantage
the
here
site,
for
and when
Leviathan.
they take
King
no
trying
map
to find the
control.
information as the door
So
gets
hard.
open here towards this
King,
A
I
site.
think he can
Overdrive though denied right away. And there's that last player finally spotted. It's Tui's. Tests it now as his
Capital
role as a
spike,
duelist.
double
The
swing.
jiggle peek coming out from Com. The white swing
Look at
from
how
Tex.
good they are handling
Third attack.
situations. Man,
Gets
Tex
3
is
in the
so
round,
strong
and
right now.
Leviathan ties
It's
the game.
ridiculous. His setups are good as well, man. They got
So
such a good
calm,
understanding
such good
right now.
Communication between those two as well. Com might have just been able to hold back the player, right? And then the defuse happens from a distance, but no. Teamwork, bring them both out, go for the double face, just get the kill. Both teams, I think, are playing for the for sure strategies right now. Pays off there for Leviathan again. Another back and forth from Loud. Fans, you keep doing the back and forth.
Why do you think
Let's
Harbor
get
is
a
bad
read
on
that
Abyss?
much
Dude,
better
if I played against a
almost
Harbor on that
every
map,
time.
and I see
Man,
where the Harbor
the
util
King
comes
is
from,
just
and it's
really
either going to be
bringing
A
the
or
guys
B,
to the right
I just
spot
hit
here
that
for the
site
defensive
every single
spot.
round,
It's
and I just don't believe
tries
you can
to
hold it.
work around these
Then you got a
defensive
15
positions.
seconds for the actual good agents to get there. I just don't see how you ever hold a site with Harbor in that map.
Calls from Sadak with these stacks too. Both teams so comfortable on the
Like
defensive
if I played against
side,
Harbor
and
on Abyss, I would
once
just,
again, a
that's
little
where,
bit
that's
out
the
of
site I would go
strap
for.
up here
That would be
of
my game
Loud
plan.
as you have two
As soon as you see
players
that
inserted
util,
towards the
stack,
scene now,
go
but
for
this
it.
time it's not Ospaz, because Ospaz has the op.
Shadows traveling.
Oh man, King is out there right now. Okay, double smokes go down. Not going to be a problem there at Mound. And you're right, that operator is out and waiting just behind the smokes at C. So how good is it going to be for a retake at A as we start to push back across?
And now a second test, an opportunity for Tui's on this raised roll.
We need to see it.
Showstopper is now out. The satchel in to clear out towards the tree, spotted by the camera. So this will be an easy clear. At least base game now.
They're going to think they're holding back a site, and they don't even have numbers here, and they're still
And
scared
that's
of
all
back
it
a
needed to
site.
be, right? Getting that pressure, and you have the
Can't.
raise. Use the raise's ultimate. They do get it online. And now it's going to have to be the shots. This is one that Loud was not able to capitalize on last round with the shots from Tex Grab in 3. And they're already in sight, ready to defend.
And a hard retake with the operator in the hands of Aspas, and Pencata's pushed forward at the staircase, head-to-head against Mazzino, and he's going to be able to get that fight. Advantage once again for Loud. They want to push across the smoke that was thrown on the defensive side. 3 players left alive for Leviathan.
Yeah, it should be impossible for Lev with the damage, right?
As it gets delayed, denied
It is a chance.
from the aftershock.
Got a smoke on this?
The second tap,
Okay,
Helsing
does
closes
not
the door
matter.
from behind. King now left alive with a
Yeah,
1 versus
I don't know when
3.
King's smoke came up. It
4.
probably just came up, I
Loud
think,
is
because
able
otherwise
to
this
have a
spike
clean
is probably
full flat
smoked.
hold.
I guess
And
that smoke
more
has to
so
come up a
post-plant as
little bit
well,
early and they had to pray a
with
little bit.
breach utility. We haven't really seen him do that too much. It's been used
Lev
within
now
the
just
round.
fight
They
over
haven't been able
towards
to
A and
stall
hold on
Lev,
to A.
and that was a nice job of
Double A
not
now.
fighting Lev, of being able to avoid them
The
as
Cypher
much
back
as they
over
could
towards
until
BC.
that time came when Leviathan was forced into the fight and didn't feel comfortable. I don't think we've really seen that positioning from the side of Loud here in the last few rounds. They've been behind and reactive. Finally in that plant, proactive. Towards A, all 5. And even a switch up from Lev here towards A.
Exactly, Calm came out with an Odin. Did a little bit of a love tap through the wall onto less, and that's a 1-for-1. The Garesha comes out. There's
Dude, look at this guy's aim right now.
To get all of these assists.
It's
Nice
insane.
shooting from
He has
Tex.
so many
It's
more
now
he
gonna be
kills.
the 3v2 with the Odin ringing out from Tree, causing even more chaos, less positions.
This is going to reset the
stand
recon
in
if
these
they lose
fights.
it. It's only this guy that's fully
Man,
wrecked.
the Loud must be pulling their hair out when they try to run that 5 out of rubble for this round 22. And Lev is standing right there taking pictures.
Not afraid of
Yeah.
that smoke dissipating. Now Pencata is alone.
Jeez.
Back to another tie game as it continues to go back
Yeah,
and
and this
forth.
was a very good call from Lev as
An
well.
amazing series that we're witnessing so far, and it's just the start between Loud and Leviathan.
And to think we're getting this from the 7-1 and 3-5 on the Americas records right now. A 7-1 Leviathan, 3-5 Loud. A timeout from Loud again, even after just a few rounds there, to make sure they're collected and pull it back in their favor after Lev tie it up again, like you said. What
A lot
a
of time for him,
back
yeah,
and
I saw that.
forth. I feel like I just want to have an interview with Sadak and King after this and be like, what were you thinking on this round at this point? What about this point? What did you do to get around this strategy on round whatever? Oh my god.
It's weird because they have to get out towards A, but currently they can't.
And
So
this exactly at
things
least
they
on
gotta
that previous round,
they
what
take.
Leviathan were thinking that
if I ever play
they were
ranked,
not afraid to
sometimes,
fight
man.
back
Sometimes I
against the
get.
aggression of Loud.
I mean,
If
I'll
Loud
play
wanted
on
to
stream
fight
if I'm gonna play.
very quickly,
Probably like
aggressively
once a
towards
month
the
at the
rubble,
moment.
they
Yeah.
have
I'll
an
play
answer
loads in
for
the
that.
off season, hopefully.
And Loud, that was one of those rare rounds here that we see on their attack side that are trying to up that tempo, especially when they've lost 3 rounds in a row before they were able to convert a round.
Yeah, I
on
still
their
think
side to
mid
take
might be important for
the
you.
lead here in the series, 11-10. But they're
I
realizing
think
that the fast
just one
tempo, we
smoke
have
and you
so
can
much
get into that
utility.
weird
You
little
mentioned
cubby. I
many
don't know how
rounds
it's going
go
to play
for
out in pro
Leviathan.
play.
It's still hard to fight against that.
And just look at the scoreboards. Look at the story it tells. Like our duelists, the ones that are going
Opinion
in
on
to
Sage
just
for
this
Abyss.
absolute
It's the best
war
Sage map
zone,
I've seen.
And then being covered by the initiators and the sentinels, how it should
It's
be. Right?
unreal.
You get them, they get them over your shoulder, throwing pies at the enemy. And yeah, 22-14 tax. Pencata 17-14 on top for Loud. And the duelists this time are the fodder of the game, but it is exactly what needs to happen.
And they're risking a lot
Oh.
here for Loud. Look
Oh.
at by Stinger is veteran.
God.
They have nothing left in the round. Trying to close it out right here.
No bullets. Okay, just at the end, bullets, but oh my god. And did we have the aggro camera in chat? Where's the cam? Did we have the aggro cam spam? Is that the thing that I've been waiting for a long time and I missed it? How is this guy tagged up?
Easy clear. They know they still have a bit of tree control. And Leviathan goes back to these almost default defensive positions, right? Where they're holding the original angles of the round. Not forward, not putting themselves in danger. Lev sees one.
As you mentioned that, Tex did put himself in danger. B-side open,
Just to
Mazzino
get a
waiting
little
just
bit of
behind.
hope on this round.
There's a Nightfall
Oh
with the fault line.
my
Aftershock into the
god.
site. It does connect onto one.
But they didn't take too much space with all the still.
Running through, greeted by Calm once again with the Odin. As Sadak now stands alone, hit by the seas. The paranoia on top of that. The utility continues to
Is
be
Texas cam? Yeah, did he have it like here? Was it like one over towards here or here? Either way, I've been saying that I wanted to see this on stream for ages, like some kind of cam that pings here. You can spam. I think they do the one that was inside B, right? And then they, yeah, okay, they do the one inside B. They break doors that you can spam with the Odin. This is the one thing that I've been saying that is kind of missing from ciphers at the moment. Like just anything aggro to get the spam once they go over towards door. You could have two setups. You can have this one over towards Hobbit. And then you can have like this one on the front wall, and then they commit past this angle, you spam no matter what. You're always going to get a kill, but I don't think they ever get round this corner fast enough, and you know where they're going to be running to anyway. They did steal this from someone, I can't remember who.
Initiator player for Leviathan's success. And now giving a chance for Leviathan to close up the first
okay,
map
one chance, bro. They're relatively lucky that they won double pistol, but this defense half is still impressive.
Trying to stay alive here for a chance to still reach.
They stole it from K-Corp?
On the side of the
Yeah,
Brazilian
that
team.
sounds about right. They stole it from someone, yeah, he must be right. Both of you typing it?
Had to kind of struggle to get their form on for this game, and now Aspas pushes again to get the form here at Mount.
And counter paranoia coming out too on the attack.
That's a lot of util.
From Picada to at least keep the players of Loud alive here. In the back of the sea, it looks like they were about to get swarmed.
This is the iconic re-hit would be around for Loud here. Just wait out the clock, get this utility back up. I mean, fault line's already ready, so they could go for something tricky to start.
And that first wave, that trap play attempted by Leviathan, doesn't give them enough utility here to try to hold back the attack on the seaside. At least the weapons
King might just have saved Aspas here. Double kill trips.
The pivot goes back for Loud. Trip onto one, TP across. Hat coming through to get some information as Sadak tries to get this plant down. Tex trying to look for a play. Cage comes up. Calm just waiting here with the Odin. Aspas.
Dude, look at Les.
Pushing out towards the spawn against him.
Les is going into spawn. Still no plant, 10 seconds. Les wins the rounds. Right?
Still able to get 2 kills for us, and that will nullify all of that lurk coming through from Les.
Oh my, how did they do that, bro? Com has just played insane, isn't he?
What a first map!
Yeah, what a map from Com. Map from Com and Aspas, to be honest, and Tex, and all of them. Dude, these defense halves were so cool. Like both of them.
Game to go, and for Loud to come out looking a little bit more comfortable, they look stronger.